Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show us how to go about the drafting, cutting and sewing of this Bustier Bubble dress with bow. If this looks like something you're interested in, kindly watch this video to the end and do not forget to like and share. The first thing, we're going to start with the pattern drafting, and the first thing you want to do is to draft out your basic bodice block. From this top line, which is also the starting point, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement divided by 2. From that point, you go down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. You're also going to come back here and measure your neck measurements, neck width and neck depth, although this is optional because it is an off shoulder blouse, but you can still go ahead and draw the neckline. So I'm going to connect with a curve ruler to give me a round neckline. After this, we are going to connect from the neck width to the shoulder slope like so. So the next thing is to take all our vertical measurements, which include the bust point, under bust, chest line, waistline and the half length. So after that, I'm going to connect all the points together. The next thing I'm going to do now is to draw the armhole line and the armhole curve. So whatever you have on the shoulder, you mark it on the chest line like so, then you connect back to the shoulder slope. On this chest line, you measure your bust circumference divided by 4, then you are going to mark like so. You are going to divide this line into 2, find the midpoint, then you are going to place your curve ruler on it like this to draw the armhole. Okay, you can do it step by step, and you can also place your ruler if you are good with your ruler. Now we're going to draw the dart line, and for us to be able to do that, you are going to measure half of your nipple to nipple from your bust point down to the top length like so. Then you're going to connect the points together with a straight line like this. Now after that, you're going to determine the over bust, and this is how high you want it to be. So this depends on how much more cleavage you want to open, but for me, I want it to go up a little bit, so I'm going to take about 3 inches upward. Then I'm going to connect with a straight line like so. As you can see how high the bustier is, it depends on what you want. So on this line now, we are going to do the over bust tight. So this is the next thing now is to do the under bust tightening. Because this is a bustier, I'm going to be using 2 inches for this, and I'm going to be taking 0.75 on the center front and 1.25 on the other side. So then you're going to connect the line from the under bust to the top length. Okay, from the bust point you come down by ½ inch, and from that ½ inch you connect back to the under bust tightening like so with the curve part of your ruler. So that is it for the under bust. The next thing is to do the over bust tightening. Remember, this is going to be a tube, so you come to your shoulder. So whatever you have on the shoulder, you divide into 2, or you just fold your tape into 2. Then you're going to connect back to the bust point like so. So you come back to this line that you marked earlier, and you are going to do the over bust tightening there. And what are you going to do? But before you come back to that, we'll take the waist circumference measurement. So you're going to divide your waist measurement into 4, and you're going to measure and mark. So whatever you take on the waistline as the dart, you replace it back. So if your waist is 7 inches, you're going to mark 9 inches, because by the time you cut out the dart line, you will have your 7 inches left. Then you're going to connect with a straight line like so. After this, you come to the side and take the side dart. You measure from your bust point down to the difference between your front and your back, and you connect back to the bust point like so. So after this, you come to this upper part and take 0.75 on both sides of this line for the over bust tightening. Remember that this is going to be a tube, so we need to tighten the chest area. The chest area is also the over bust area. Then you are going to connect back like so, just the way I just did. After connecting this way, you can now draw out the neckline. So the next thing now is to draw out the neckline of your choice. From the chest line, I'm going to go up by about 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect from this upper part down like this. So for this neckline, you can connect anyhow you want. This is more like a boat neckline. Then from this other side, I'm going to connect back to the armhole. Alright. So the next thing now is to extend the top length. Because this dress has a basque waistline, I'm going to be extending from the half length down a little bit with about 3 inches. You can decide on how deep or how long you want it to be, but for this one, I'm going to be using 2.5 inches. Then I'm going to connect the points like so. Then you're going to extend the dart line to that last line. You're going to extend the dart line to the last line. So the next thing we're going to do now is to draw out the basque line. So the next thing you want to do now is to draw the basque line, but to draw the basque line from the side down to the center front. But before you do this, you have to close the waist dart so that you have an accurate line. Okay, so you can just close it temporarily like this, and you're going to connect the points back to the waistline. So after connecting like this, so this is what we have. I hope you can see the lines now. So the next thing now is to draw out the neckline, and for you to be able to draw out the neckline very well, you need to close the over bust tightening like this. Okay, because if you do not close it and you draw out the line, by the time you cut it out, the line will not align any longer. So I'm going to use my free hand first, and then I'm going to use my marker pen to make it visible later. This is because if I'm to use a curve ruler, it might not give me exactly what I wanted. So you can decide on how you want the neckline to be. It is not a must to use the same neckline I use. You can use a sweetheart neckline, a basque neckline, a plunge neckline, and so on like that. All right, so I'm going to highlight the neckline so that we're going to see it clearly. So after which you have used a pencil to draw out the neckline, you can just use a marker pen to draw it out. So you see that after using my free hand, I need to use the curve ruler a little bit more. So once you are okay with the neckline you drafted with your pencil, then you can use your marker pen to draw it out. Do you see how it looks now? So as you can see, this is how it looks like. So I'm going to highlight the line so that you're going to see it clearly. So guys, these are the lines that we are going to be cutting out on, as you can see. So now we're going to close this side that, and for us to be able to do that, we either cut through the shoulder line or we cut through the waistline. So after cutting through the shoulder line like this, you come back to the bust point line, you cut it, and you close the dart like this. Okay, you can either use a tape or use a glue to hold this down. Then you come to the bust point line. You are going to use a curve ruler to blend the bust point line. It must not be sharp. Then you are going to reconnect the side like so. All right, so you can go ahead and add your sewing allowance. After that, I'm going to label the pattern. If you have enough allowance by the side, you can just add your side seam immediately. But if you don't have enough, you can just add the side seam on your fabric. Okay, just like you see me doing. Then if you had your side seam on the paper, make sure to extend the basque line like so. All right, so with this we are done with the front, and I'm going to cut it out. Please look closely the way I'm going to be cutting it.
If you have watched those moments, kindly click on the like button, click on the share button so we can reach as many people as possible, so that people can benefit from this video. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. This really means a lot to me. Thank you.
So guys, this is what the front looks like. Now let's draft the back. The back does not have much, it's just regular basic bodice back. So what I did for the back, I just measured down to the half length. As you can see, I only have the chest line and the half length, and I'm going to go ahead to draft the regular waist dart. Okay, that's what you're going to do for the back. This is not a corset, it's just a normal bustier. Then on the chest line, I'm going to tighten it a little bit more. Remember, it's a tube, so I'm going to tighten it, so I took 0.25 on both sides, that is half inch altogether, to tighten the chest line area. So after this, you come to the center back and do the back tightening. You go in by about half inch or 0.75 depending on the person's body. Then after this, you're going to take your waist circumference measurement divided by 4. Remember to replace the waist darts. Then on the chest line, you must have taken your bust circumference divided by 4. Then you're going to connect it back like so. So do not forget to remove the side dart measurement from the back length. So if your front length is 15 inches and your difference is 1.5, that means you're going to take 13.5 at the back. So then I'm going to take the side seam immediately because I already have enough paper by the side. I'm taking 1.5. I took 1.5 for the front. I'm also taking 1.5 for the back. So here is the center back and here is the side back. I'm going to be cutting 2 for each, or you can just decide to just close the darts, tip it down, and you have one single back. Then for the back, you can also have a neckline of your choice, just like this one. When you are done with all of this, then you can now cut it out. The first thing you want to do, after cutting out the excess paper, I'm going to cut out on the line at the center back, the new line which we draw earlier to avoid the zip bulge. You should cut on that line. Then for the strap, you are going to take the yoke measurements for both the front and the back, and you note it down. We are going to need it for the strap later. So after this, you cut out the back like so. The next thing is to close up this waist dart. This waist dart, it is optional. You can either cut it out or you just fold it like this and use a tape or glue to hold this down. Okay, anyhow you want. Okay, still going to give you the same result, and you can decide to just make it a dartless back, meaning that you are going to ignore the darts. Just take your accurate waist circumference measurement. So guys, this is the complete front and back pattern, and as you can see, the front and the back side is the same thing. As you can see, this is how it should look like. So then as for the back, when you're transferring to the fabric, you're going to add your zipper allowance. So the next thing, we're going to transfer all of this pattern into the fabric and the lining. So guys, I'm done transferring to the fabric and the lining. Then I added visible interfacing to the wrong side of both the fabric and the lining. If you have a wadding or you have a laminated foam, also known as breast foam, you can make use of any one you have. If you want to use this, you are going to use hemigum to fuse it to the fabric. It does not have a glue on it like the breast part. Then on the lining, you are going to draw out the part where you are going to attach or fuse the wadding or the bustier or the breast part. Okay, so here is where I'm going to fuse it. I'm going to be using this bra foam. If you have a wadding, you can also make use of it. You fuse the
bra foam to the body, so you're going to put hemming gum underneath like this. So guys, I'm done doing this, and this is what I have. So all of this that I'm doing is on the lining, not the fashion fabric. So I'm going to pin these three together now. As you can see, right side facing each other, I'm going to pin the 3 pieces together. I'm going to do the same thing on the main fabric, but the main fabric is not going to have bra foam. We are going to tack a bra cup to the main fabric. It is only the lining that we have this bra foam. And as for the actual fabric, I have joined the 3 pieces together, and I cut out a fabric, then I cut out a strap of about 1 inch wide. Remember the measurement we took earlier that I told us to note down? That is what I used to cut it. So my own is about 15 inches long. Okay, then I join it to the front like this. So you can place it anywhere you want. So, and like I said earlier, we are going to tack a ready-made bra cup to the actual fabric. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to take a dart on your bra cup like this. You're going to take about ½ inch, but it's going to be like 2 inches long. It should not be longer than that. Then you're going to tack it to the actual fabric from placing the bra cup on the under bust line. So you already turned the back, and you're going to fold in the zipper allowance like this. So the side is going to be open because I'm going to use the side to turn the front. Okay, I want to do inseam finishing. That is why the side is open. So for the skirt part, I already cut out the fabric I'm going to use. Remember, it is a dress. You are going to subtract the half length from the full length, and whatever you have left is what you are going to use for the length of the skirt. But because this is a bubble dress, you are going to subtract the length of the actual skirt by 2 inches, because the fabric that we are going to use to cut out the bubble, we are going to add the 2 inches to it. Then you are going to draft your basic skirt pattern, meaning that you are going to draft it regularly like your basic skirt. But one thing about this is that because this is going to be a dress, the waist is going to be the exact measurement you have on the waist of the upper part. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. The measurement you have on the half length waist is what you're going to have on the skirt waist. But on the hip line, you can add about 1 to 1.5 inches extra so that it will not be fitted, so that you'll be free inside the skirt. It's just a little bit. Okay, so you can add 1 inch to the measurement. So if you have like 40 inches, you can make it 41 or 42 inches. Do you understand me? And whatever measurements you have on the hip line, you are going to have the same thing on the skirt length. For the back, do not forget to add the zipper allowance, because you are going to be attaching a zip to this. If it is a skirt, you can decide to just use an elastic, but because this is a dress, you are going to fix a zip, because the zip is coming from the upper part. So that is why we need a zipper allowance on the skirt part. Okay, so what I'm just doing is just drawing out a basic skirt pattern. So, and also you are going to add a size seam of about 1 inch. Remember that we already had to the original measurements, so you don't want it to be too big. Do you understand? And once you are done, you are going to cut it out like so. For the fabric you are going to use for the bubble, you are going to cut a long strip of fabric, but the length is going to be longer than the actual skirt. It can be 2 inches or 3 inches longer. Do not forget to consider this joining allowance. So if you want to extend it by 2 inches, you're going to be cutting about 3 inches. And it's going to be long. Then the measurement is not certain. It's about double of your hip measurement, or use 3 times the measurement. So the first thing you want to do, so there are 2 ways to this. You can either use a garter stitch like this, or you use a normal pleat. Then you're going to place it on the hem of the skirt first. When you want to join the skirt, you will join it to the right side, not the wrong side. Instead of having the sewing allowance inside on the wrong side, you have the sewing allowance outside on the right side, so that by the time you open the fabric inside, the sewing allowance will be inside. So for you to have more volume and more structure, you need to add your baby net or bobby net to the wrong side of the fabric that you want to use to form the bubble. So you can do 2 to 3 layers if you have enough, but for me, I'm just going to do 2 layers. Do you understand? So after adding this net, then I'm going to be forming the pleat on the skirt. So you are going to, after adding the net, you are going to stitch it on both sides, and you are going to have, by the time you pleat it, it's going to give you that bubble very well. So I already pleated one side on the skirt, and as you can see that this part that is neat is going to be falling on the wrong side. By the time you want to look at the dress from the wrong side, you're not going to be seeing the sewing allowance at all. So guys, I already went ahead to pleat the one side on the hem of the skirt. So I'm going to flip it back to the upper part. I'm going to pleat it on the waist of the skirt. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. You start by pleating it on the hem of the skirt. You flip it back to the up to the waist. You flip it back to the top, the waistline. Then you are going to pleat it. So do not forget that this upper part has a basque. So I'm going to fold the skirt into 2 like this, and I'm going to place the pattern just to confirm the length of the basque, then I'm going to cut it out. You can use your pattern to cut it out, and you can also use your free hand to cut it out. So once you know the measurement you use, here I use 2 inches, so I'm just going to measure and mark the 2 inches like this. And do not forget to add your sewing allowance. Then I'm going to connect it back to the side like this. Okay, so you connect it. You can use a ruler and you can use your free hand. So after that, I'm going to add a 1/2 inch sewing allowance like this, as you can see, so that I will not have too much. So once you're done with that, you just cut it. So this is going to be your new waistline or new shape that you're going to notch the center so that it will guide you when you want to pleat it. So now once you're done with that, you will now bring back the other side of the fabric. Then you are going to pleat it. You place the center on each other. You must have measured and marked the center of the fabric as well, like this. Then you are going to pleat the fabric on the lining from the beginning to the end. You know you have a zipper allowance at the back, so you open up the zipper allowance, then you are going to pleat it from one zipper allowance to the other. So guys, I'm done doing that, and this is what it looks like, as you can see. Okay, and the inside, you see that the sewing allowance is inside, not outside. So that is why when you are joining it, you will join it outside. Like you join the wrong side, you place the wrong side on each other. So this is what the down part should look like. So what I'm going to do next is just to join the upper part and the down part. But before that, we are going to work on the upper part. This is what I have for the lining. I'm just going to go ahead and iron it properly so that it will come out very well. You open up the seam, you iron it, and you trim off any excesses. For the actual fabric, this is what I have. I already attached the brack up to it. So what you are going to do next, you place the lining and the fabric on each other like this. Then you are going to sew round on the upper parts, only the upper parts. And when you are sewing, make sure you fix your hemming gum so that when you want to iron it, it will be easy. The side, you are going to join the side. You're going to take your side seam, and for the down part, there's no need of turning it. You just join it and weave it, and after you are done with the upper part, you join the down part and the upper part together, and that's what I'm going to be doing now. So guys, I'm done joining the upper part and the down part together, and this is what we have at the end. So the joining is not difficult. It's just the same way you join your dress together. Okay, then I went ahead to make a bow. If you do not know how to make a bow, kindly let me know in the comment section, so I will make a tutorial on that separately. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Once again, do not forget to click on the like button, click on the share button, so that many people can benefit from this, so we can reach as many audience as possible. If you are yet to subscribe to the channel, kindly do so. Turn on the post notification so that whenever I drop a new tutorial, you'll be the first one to know. Till we meet again in my next video. Bye bye.